The way that the Visit Sarasota County works to attract visitors to the area, the Sarasota County Economic Development Corporation seeks to attract desirable businesses to the Sarasota area. And our next speaker is joined the Economic Development Corporation in January of 2016, so really just a couple of months ago, as the Director of Business Competitiveness Initiatives. Jamie Miller worked the 2 previous years as a Government Relations Specialist for Capital Access, which is a full-service government relations firm. In 2001, Jamie began Miller Strategies, a political consulting and public relations firm. He's worked on campaigns from City Commission to President of the United States. He's run 4 statewide campaigns in Florida as either the campaign manager, senior advisor, or senior consultant. He's also consulted for campaigns in West Virginia, Mississippi, and North Carolina. Jamie first lived in Sarasota in 1998 when he took a position in one of the major statewide political parties. In 1999, he was promoted to Director of Field Operations for that party in Tallahassee for the year 2000. Miller has served locally as the Vice Chairman of one of the major political parties and is a board member of the Sarasota County University of Florida Alumni Association. Jamie moved back to Sarasota in 2005 with his wife at 28 years and 2 children, both of whom graduated from Sarasota High School. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Jamie Miller from the Economic Development Corporation.
Thank you, John. Well, Virginia's been in her job a little bit longer, 1999 versus 3 months. So I think she has a few more slides than I do. So I do want to congratulate who all got elected to the board tonight. Any new people? Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I do want one thing that Virginia said to start out that I don't have written down, which is when she said tourism was the #1 economic generator during economic downturns. I mean, and that's true. And one of the things that we are trying to do at the Economic Development Corporation is to diversify our economy, diversify the type of jobs are here and the pay scales that are here, so that during future economic downturns we have the ability, long like we did in I think it was the 1910s when you showed everything being shipped to Cuba and Tampa. You know, that's kind of the type of jobs we're trying to bring here, where money comes from out of the area back in. So with that, we'll see if So why should you care about economic development? And quite frankly, we all know this instinctively, I think. A city's either growing or it's dying. And you know, we have several major metropolitan areas in the country that we can see that are dying, and they haven't turned it around. A lot of it was because they based their entire economy on one economic engine. You can look at Detroit, and cars is probably the greatest example of that. So, and one of the things that's driving companies to relocate or expand is young people. If you have young people, you're more likely to attract businesses here. If you don't, they'll go somewhere else. They'll go to Austin or Portland, where the young people, they'll go where the young people are, where the economy is chugging along. So one of the things that young people want is a vibrant downtown. They want to be able to live near downtown, walk to their entertainment, walk to work, and take Uber everywhere else. So obviously we are in a global economy, and it is a global competitiveness that we have for this talent. And I'm sure you all know people who either work or have worked in Asia or Europe, and you know, that's not, I think those percentages have climbed in the last decade or 2 versus our past. Okay. So we don't want to just grow like my mom used to say, willy-nilly. We want to grow or progress in a methodical, managed way. The 2 things that companies need, and the other to retain companies that are growing. If we have a company here that's doesn't mean that they're going to stay here. because they're getting calls from other communities saying, when you grow, come to our community. And so we have to have the two things that every company needs to grow or to move here, which is either land or buildings, or the ability to build the type of building they want on land, and workers. We have to make sure, in downtown, we only have 2 Class A office buildings. You can see can you all read that? What is a Class A office building? It's obviously a big building, really pretty, and has amenities. So, and access to workers. You must have, must be trained, the workers must be trained and educated, and access to affordable housing. This is kind of one of the big things everyone's kind of concerned about, is how do we provide housing for people who are service workers, or and the millennials, So I don't know if you all saw this, but the Sarasota Chamber of Commerce, their young professionals group, had a survey among the young professionals where a large percentage of them said they are considering leaving our community due to the lack of affordable housing. And so most of them categorize that as rent, about $1,000 a month. We, as a lot of us who are homeowners or condo owners, kind of say, okay, we want affordable housing where people can buy. And oftentimes that's not going to be the first step for our workers. If today in Sarasota County, when you build a new development, 15% has to be affordable. An affordable house in a new development is $250,000. That's where affordable housing starts, because of our average median income. And so it's really kind of unfair to our workers, because our average median income is about $60,000, because we include people who are retired and their income. So when we have workers who are making $10, $15 an hour, they're not going to be able to afford a $250,000 house. So we have to, at some level, have an honest discussion as a community about what kind of rental type properties we're going to have in and near downtown. I think we talked about quality of space, access to amenities, or all of those things. So what we are trying to do, the state of Florida has, and we at the Economic Development Corporation have, is our targeted industries as well. And you can kind of see the types of businesses that we are trying to attract. These are normally clean jobs, they're high wage jobs, and most of them take training, some sort of training. I met with a CEO last week. I've tried to hit the ground running in my position, and he said he could double in size tomorrow if he had the workforce. And so I asked him, I was like, what do you need in the workforce? He's like, I just don't have, trained workers. I need machinists. I need, laborers who can do the job, and he pays well, but he has to have some level of training. So the Economic Development Corporation is working with him to try to come up with a 4 to 5 year plan of what type of workers he needs, what kind of training they need, and then go to the technical college and say, can you offer these types of programs? Because we have a business here that can and is willing to grow if we can get these types of workers trained, and we can employ our local students in these types of jobs. And both of my sons who graduated from Sarasota High don't live in this community because the jobs are not here for young people. So you can kind of look there real quickly at kind of our targeted industries. It's too small on my paper to read. So clean tech, life sciences, infotech, aviation, aerospace, homeland security and defense, financial and professional services, other types of manufacturing. You can read some of those there. I probably should have put this on 3 slides. So, and emerging technologies. So that's kind of, those are the types of, one of the programs we have that we're trying to utilize that you all can help us with is visiting CEOs. We are trying to talk to people who already know our community and love our community, As a general rule, we're not probably going to attract IBM's corporate headquarters, but we can attract someone who is a CEO of a 100-person business, from Louisville, Kentucky, who lives here part-time, and say, can you move either your corporate headquarters, a division here, you're already here, you love it here, why not work here? And so as you all are out in the community and you run across people who are in that type of situation, I would like for you to remember that the Economic Development Corporation exists for this very reason, and we're here to help them become a business part of our community. So that is, I think, what I have.
Awesome.